The longer I go without making a video, the harder and harder it gets to start back up again. So this video is called 30 because I just turned 30 on this past Sunday. Entering this new decade is just, I think entering 30, I thought about it the other day and I was like, I think getting to 30 is like, it's different than like when you're 18 or 19, like going into being in your 20s. Because when you're 18, 19 and you're in your 20s, it's like life is just starting and it's like exciting and new and it's like, I'm an adult now. I'm like officially an adult. And you still kind of like have things to sort of look forward to. Like things are still kind of happening and changing for you when you're in your 20s. And I feel like going from your 20s to your 30s is like, oh, shit's getting real. Like, I don't know, there's something like, it just kind of changes and it's like, oh, I'm like really an adult. It's just a new decade and it's kind of scary and it's kind of, it feels like, oh, I'm like getting old now, which is crazy to think because like 30 obviously is not that old, but it just feels like a different level of age than when you're in, you know, like I said, going from 19 to 20, I feel like doesn't feel quite that serious or heavy in the same way that going from 29 to 30 does. And obviously I think there's a level of expectation that like, oh, you're an adult, you have your shit together, you are supposed to be, you know, X, Y, and Z by this point, which is not true. I have to keep telling myself that too. I have to look at, you know, other people who maybe found some success or whatever, like later in life, like you can kind of change and obviously you can change and you can do whatever at any point in your life. You know, you don't have to be the same you are at 21 or 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever. And I have to keep reminding myself that. And I feel like I have to say it because even though it sounds cliche and dumb, other people have to be reminded too that like you obviously you don't stop growing and changing no matter how old you are. So we don't have to feel like, oh, we're just stuck like this for the rest of our lives, because that would be depressing. Anyway, I'm rambling. Speaking of people who started later in life, I was gonna talk about some of my sort of like birthday gifts or just things that I've been doing since I've last put out a video. So yeah, speaking of people who change their lives at an older age, I have this Martha Stewart book from the library. This is her 100th book, and I was planning on doing some fun cocktail like videos maybe from this book. We'll see if I get around to doing that. But I did want to say, if you do get this from the library or if you bought this book or anything, definitely try her cider bourbon. I had my friend over for my birthday and we did this cider bourbon cocktail here. Hopefully you can see that. And it is so good and it's really easy to make. It's like, I think it's just bourbon, lemon juice, and apple cider. This is also my favorite. She has this little shot glass here with Cointreau in it. This is Martha's note. This is hardly a cocktail, but rather more of an after-dinner sipping drink. I like to pour Cointreau over ice in a small, beautiful glass and sip it very slowly, letting my lips get coated with the sugar of the liqueur. I love to kiss someone after sipping Cointreau this way. It's very sweet and tasty kiss. Just was like, okay, Martha, me too, girl. It's like, I love that. It's so funny. That was my recommendation for cocktails from Martha. Some other things that I've been doing since I have been gone from YouTube. I actually, at the beginning, I think it was of October, my husband went to California for a family thing. And, but I was here and I babysat for a dog sat, I guess is what I should say. And I went to the thrift store one day when I was dog sitting and found the Thursday Murder Club at the thrift store. So I have been reading this. I have been reading this since the beginning of October and I'm only that far in. I don't know why, even though the chapters are short and stuff, this book has been such a drag for me. And not that it's bad, I'm not saying that, especially since I've already seen the movie, so like I already know the plot and everything, but I've had such a hard time getting through it and motivation to read it. I don't know, I've just lost a little bit of steam reading this past couple months, which is a bummer because I've really enjoyed it, but I'm still gonna read it, I'm still gonna finish it because I want to read the rest of the series. And I actually really liked the movie. The story's like a little, there's a lot going on, I will say, but the movie's very cute because like it has Helen Mirren and like Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley. I can't remember the other lady's name. It's like such a cute setting and everything for a book and a story. So like, it's honestly really, I liked the movie, so I wanted to read the book. But I'm still reading that. It's taken me a while. And then I didn't get this till like November, but I started reading The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. And yeah, this is about a witch who she was asked to like tutor these young witches, and I think there's a little bit of like a romance aspect to this that I'm not quite at either. This one is also taking me a really long time to read. I'm pushing, well, I need to finish this because I can't renew it from the library. This is from the library, so I need to finish this within the next few days, or I don't know what to do. I think I have like 4 days left on this book and it's got all that left. So we'll see about that. But I am really enjoying it. I just, it's actually a way better book than I was kind of expecting. I kept seeing people say it's like a cute, cozy read. So I was like, perfect for the fall, you know, a witchy book. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. I do recommend it. Then on my actual birthday, my husband and I we had more of a chill day. We went to some bookstores and a record store that's in Nashville. I went to a local bookstore called The Bookshop. We actually went to The Bookshop, Novelette, and Parnassus Books. If you know, that's Ann Patchett's bookstore in Nashville. And I got this from The Bookshop. I don't know, book just sounded really interesting to me. It was on one of the tables and I was like, sounds very fascinating. It's called A Philosophy of Walking from Friedrich Gross. The cover is so cute. Also, my friend got me this bookmark and I thought that kind of went well with the sort of nature themed book. Yeah, I think it's just about like walking and like how walking's not really like a sport, but like kind of this act of like, you can go as kind of fast or slow as you want and you know, take in the sights and the outdoors. I really like that too, because like I used to in college, I would like just go walking at night by myself, which a lot of people were like, you went walking around our little small town like at night by yourself. Probably not the smartest thing, but I just felt like it helped me. Like I would just think and I would like, I don't know, it was just my time to like be alone and think to myself. And I don't know, when you're in college and you're around a lot of people all the time, sometimes just being out by yourself is like just all you need. So I think that's why I like resonated with this book, because I was like, I like to just walk and like just think, have a moment to myself outdoors. Always very nice. So I'm excited to read this. I'm only like a chapter or two in. I can't wait to read this. I love it. And the cover is so cute. I love that illustration on the front. Also, my husband was so sweet. He went to the library the other day to get a book that he had on hold, and I'm just like slowly growing my pile of books. But at the library, they have this like dollar shelf of like books that they're taking out of circulation, so you could just buy one for $1. And he got me Emily Henry's Happy Place. I've read a couple of Emily Henry books now and I really enjoy them. They're always kind of cute and romance sort of novels. So I'm excited to read this as well. I was so excited when he came home. He was like, here you go. I was like, you went to a bookstore? And then I was like, oh no, it's from the library. So, and my friend also she got me a few things. She got me like a wick trimmer, the bookmark, because I needed a wick trimmer. And she got me this candle, this like espresso martini candle. I took off one of the beans. Yeah, and then you just have this like cute glass too after you melt it down. So I thought that was kind of cute. And then this has to be probably my favorite gift that I got. My mom got this for me because I've been kind of debating getting an e-reader, and I've looked around the like book community to see if people prefer like Kobo or Kindles. And while a lot of people do prefer Kindles, I realized like when I was kind of researching the differences, Kobo definitely has better integration with like your library and like Libby and Overdrive. So I was like, well, I'm gonna get that then, because like on Kindle, it's like you have to download the book to your like Amazon account and then download it to your Kindle or whatever, transfer it to your Kindle. I'm like, no, that's gonna be so annoying. Whereas like within your Kobo, which is what I got, it's just the black and white, Clara Black and White, I think is what it's called. But this is so nice. You can just search within the Kobo in your library for books and put them on hold or borrow them. So that's kind of nice, rather than having to go on, your library, download it to your Amazon, all that jazz. So that just seemed like way too much. And I was like, no. And I'm probably going to be using my library app mostly on this. Like I'm probably not going to buy as many books as I'm going to use Overdrive. So I thought it would just be better to have it already integrated within there. My mom also got me this case for it, but I kind of like just like holding it. It's so small, it's crazy. Also, they give you a free trial of the like Kobo Plus with this. This isn't really like a review. I get a full review of this, but so far what I've discovered with Kobo Plus is it's really not worth it. So I'll just save you that. There's a few books on there that you can get for like, you know, free or whatever within your subscription. But I would say for the most part, it's books you probably have no interest in reading to begin with. So I would say don't bother unless you already have the free trial, if you're wondering. But I will say I just quickly read, what is the book called? I just read Small Things Like These on my Kobo, because it's like a short 100-page book. So I read that first on my Kobo, and that book is so good. I also just watched the movie with Cillian Murphy. It's on Disney Plus, but that movie and the book is so good. I highly recommend it. If you have not already read it, it's been out for a few years, but it's so good. I didn't realize when I was reading it that it was like historical fiction. So at the end, I was just shocked. I was like, wait, so some of the stuff actually happened? And I don't want to spoil it, but it's a great book. It's short, it's an easy read, so I highly recommend that. I love my Rakuten Kobo e-reader. It's so nice. I'm already really loving it. But that's sort of what I did for my 30th. I had just kind of a nice long weekend of just celebrating myself. On Friday, I got lunch with my mom. We went to Columbia, Tennessee, which is just south of like Franklin. It's kind of out there, but if you've never been to Columbia, it's really nice. They have a lot of antique shops and stores all along the square. So that was fun because my mom had never been there before. So we went to Franklin and Columbia. Then on Saturday, I had my friend over. We played Mario Party and I made myself birthday cake. I like to, it's my like new tradition for myself is making myself a birthday cake. Even though like I love the like Walmart like bakery cakes, like just a basic sheet cake is the best. But I made myself a cake this year, which is just kind of fun. It's fun to just like make yourself something nice like that. And then like I said, on Sunday, on my actual birthday, my husband and I just kind of went to a few shops, local bookstores, and just hung out, watched a couple of movies. We watched It's Complicated and The Holiday. Basically, all this being said, don't stress about getting older. I'm trying to not stress about it. It's still like I have moments where I kind of panic a little bit, but it's one of those things. Birthdays always come around. You always think like you're gonna feel different or something's gonna like you're gonna feel a change. Like my grandparents would always ask me when it was my birthday, like, oh, do you feel any different? Do you feel any older? And I always ask myself that every year, and I'm like, I don't feel any different. I maybe feel older, like in different ways. Obviously, like sometimes, you know, physically or whatever, you know, you just feel like, you can feel aging sometimes, obviously, when you get to a certain point in your life. But like for the most part, I'm like, I still feel like even now, I'm like, I still sometimes feel like I'm 25, 22. You know, I feel like really not that much has changed. I don't necessarily want to go back to before I was 25. I feel like having your frontal lobe fully developed, there's something that switches after 25, and I feel like you just become a much more self-realized person post 25. So like, but I still feel like I'm like 25, 26, and like I'm not 30. A few years difference just doesn't really feel like all that big of a change. Obviously, as time goes by, you know, more and more things change, but at this point in my life, I'm like, I feel about the same as I did 4 or 5 years ago. In the past 5 years, especially like with COVID, is time has just felt like so warped and crazy, and so sometimes it's hard to believe I'm as old as I am, just because I'm like, I feel like it was 2020 like 2 seconds ago, you know? So I felt like that time is just really, it's just so warped and crazy, and so I don't know. That all being said, thanks for watching. I will try to push myself to make more videos. I know I say that like every fucking video, but whatever. If you like this video, if you want to stick around, please like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. I'm almost to like 600 subscribers, which is awesome. I've posted some shorts, so if you haven't seen my shorts, please go and watch those too if you feel so inclined. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!